donors are more important than clients' issues or cause. So who is your primary customer? Nonprofits mistakenly think that the student, the homeless person, the rainforest is their customer. And those are not your customer, and it's pretty simple. Would you like to know why? Somebody please ask me why. Why? Thank you for asking. Because they ain't got no money. That's why they're not your customers. And somehow we have morally decided that having a program that serves an indigent family is more important, is more valuable. It's even lowbrow to consider maybe we should actually programmatically have a system in place at our nonprofit that cares for donors first, that ensures there's a healthy flow of income. Donors are your customers. Donors pay for the opportunity to participate in the transformation of a people. They spend their money to advance an issue. They purchase a stake in your meaningful cause. And friends, tragically, here's what we do. We treat donors like they're ATM machines that are outside the organization that we wouldn't visit if we didn't have to. That there's some sort of magical PIN number, we call it a banquet or a golf outing. And we push these buttons, the money will come out, and then we can go back to doing what's best and what's important. It is so lowbrow, it is so pedestrian for us to tend to donors. Tragically, friends, I know that's a little bit of a stretch, but it's not entirely a stretch. Our obligation is to provide those donors. What does it look like to be donor-driven? I am fond of saying that money chases after ideas, and there will always be generous people who will amply support your great dream if it's backed by a sound plan. But did you hear what I said? Money chases after ideas. That heroic mission of scale. Doc is going to help us define scale. For some of us, scale, instead of serving the homeless in our community, we are going to decide that as a matter of scale, we are going to eliminate homelessness among seniors in St. Augustine, Florida, St. Johns County. We can decide that's what our scale is, and until we have completely eradicated that problem at that scale, we have not accomplished our mission. And what's great about determining scale, you can come up with a dollar amount. You find out how much it costs to get to this particular goal. And with that great goal, a donor can look at it and begin to say, oh, they've asked me to give, normally I give money just because they're nice people, okay? Once in a while, I give them money because they're nice people and they're doing a good thing. But if somebody would go to a donor and give them the gift of a big idea that actually could change everything, friends, that's rushing in and choosing to meet the donor's needs. We must design heroic missions that eradicate problems at such a scale they attract big bet philanthropy. Of the 1.5 million nonprofits, 1.48 million nonprofits have missed it on these issues that I've been talking about. Someone please ask me how I know. Thank you for asking. Because the nonprofits in this room have not included donors in their statements of mission. They are your primary customer, and you're actually putting together mission statements that appeal to more non-customers coming in that you can't afford to pay for in the first place. That's what we're doing. That's normative. Let me give you an example. Harvest Town Food Bank exists to provide our communities hurting, hungry, and homeless the clothing, food, and nutritional care they so desperately need. Could we agree that that may be a normative mission statement? I'll read it again. Harvest Town Food Bank exists to provide our communities hurting, hungry, and homeless the clothing, food, and nutritional care they so desperately need. What if it looked like this? Harvest Town Food Bank provides donors, volunteers, and advocates the organization they require to serve our communities hurting, hungry, and homeless. Okay. Friends, this is an aha moment, right? Common mission statement, proper mission statement. But do you understand that what I'm really calling you to do is to restructure your organization in a way where this is not just lip service, it's true. What could that look like? Here we go. It is a simple matter of physics. If you maintain the status quo and you serve the way you're serving for the next 5 years, you will serve X amount of people, right? We're going to keep doing what we're doing, we will serve X. Jimmy, we don't have time to build capacity. As Bob Dylan said, everybody wants to go to heaven, nobody wants to die. If in that same 5 years, now wait for it, if in that same 5 years, you would quit serving kids, forget them. You'd quit serving kids for 2 years, build capacity, add new staff, and that same 5-year period, when you go back to program, you will serve 10 times more children in that 5-year period. But you will have to go through the change management process of going against self. You're going to have to let self die in order to do the next thing right so that we can go to scale. Jimmy, we can't go to scale. We're serving too many kids. So I want you to know all of this is possible. And here's what I find so fascinating, and I've never said this before on stage because it's a little bit of new material. It's not a new idea. But for-profit companies end up getting to make right choices. They end up getting to do the correct things corporately because they're looking at the bottom line. And if something is getting in the way of the bottom line increasing, they address it. We don't give nonprofits that freedom, do we? I need you to stop serving kids for a minute so that we can go to scale and actually completely eliminate all the problems these children are having in the first place. You have to be released.